Okay. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erika, and we are down here, girl, to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I don't know what episode this was. Hold on, let me see. It was episode 11, Mind Your Business. Sutton takes Garcelle and Kyle to visit her childhood home as old wounds are reopened, is the description of the episode. So they're still in Augusta, Sutton, Kyle, and Garcelle. Kyle comes in from running. She comes into the house from running, and Reba is in the kitchen moving around and stuff like that. So Kyle is complaining that Sutton told her to go the wrong way. And Reba was like, "You're gonna be down there at the cemetery if you go that way." And she tells her, "The next time you go running, don't go running so late." It was like 11 o'clock in the afternoon or early afternoon. Yeah, I think I'm not a runner. I mean, you can probably tell. But I'd always have heard to like run in the morning. The sun is super high at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. The sun is just high and it's just like not a good time to run. And I always figure it's a good time to run in the morning before the people start moving up, moving around town and stuff like that. Until the air quality is typically better in the early morning, right before all the traffic starts. But they're in Augusta, so it's different. But as she was sitting there, she tells Kyle that her father, she was her father's favorite, and he taught her how to be strong and independent. And she asked her what sign she is, and she says she's a Cancer. My mother is a Cancer. So I imagine the Virgo and Cancer relationship before I started really studying astrology, but I knew about sun signs and stuff like that. And, I was always, kind of interested in astrology. But before I started actually studying astrology, I always thought that the Cancer Virgo mom daughter dynamic was wrong because my mother is a Cancer and our relationship it was like we never got along. We just never got along. Just never got along. Just didn't get along. And I always was like, I just don't get along with Cancer women. That's what I used to think. And then as I grew up, I would see other Cancer Virgo dynamics between like a caregiver and a child. And I would be like, yep, there it is. There it is again. There it is again. And now I'm looking at what you call it. And she says she wasn't a nurturer. My mother wasn't a nurturer either. When she hugged Sutton at the end, that patting on the back, I just my mom used to do that, and it's always for me. I'm a great hugger. You ever get a hug from me, you're very lucky because I give the best hugs. And when she would hug me, she would pat my back, and that always felt strange to me. So now I associate when people pat people on. Now this is just me, okay? I associate that with a disconnection. When I feel like when you hug somebody, you're coming heart to heart with them and you hold them, right? And I feel like when you pat someone on the back, it breaks the energy. And that came from my hugs from my mom. I would just be like, this is so phony. Like, why is she patting me on the back like I'm some stranger? Like, she wouldn't hug me like a mom would. Like, I figured a mom would hug a child. Like, I hug my children, I hug them, right? And I hold them. So, like, because we're coming heart to heart. You understand what I'm saying? So, I figured, that's just me. So, when I saw her mom at the end pat her back, I was like, you phony bitch. But for me, I'm like, here's a dynamic of another mom and daughter, Cancer Virgo, the daughter feeling like the mother really isn't proud of her, doesn't tell her I love you. And Reba's whole thing is basically like, girl, it's based on how I was raised. And I also feel like it's just a word you say and it's trite. And I kind of agree with her. Like people just, they tell people they love them as a way, as like a greeting or a bit ado. You know what I'm saying? You tell somebody, but do you? Because when it's all said and done, right? I'm sure Kevin Jr. loves Wendy. Girl, really? You understand what I'm saying? I'm sure he tells her, I love you, mom. You know what I mean? But girl, do you? So I kind of agree. I kind of agree. But she said she wasn't a nurturer. And then Avi told her, "Do you want to get dressed? Because we're gonna have brunch." And she was like, "I'm already dressed." And he was like, "Oh, well, I thought maybe you wanted to get a little." She was like, "No, I don't. Basically, I don't need to change. Don't tell me. Don't have this thing on." Okay. Anyway, so that was it for that little scene. Avi tells Garcelle, "Let Sutton set the table because we don't want to mess up her chakras." Is Avi Latino? Because I've heard him say some things in Spanish, but then when I actually was listening to him talk in this episode, and I can like his timbre and his inflections, I was like, is he Latino? Because I mean, he can speak Spanish. Anybody can speak Spanish. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're Latino. You understand what I'm saying? But something about Avi, I think he's Latino, but I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know. Anyway, Sutton talks to Kyle about her father's mental health, and that he was suffering from chronic depression, that he took sleeping pills, and he was self-medicating with alcohol, and he died by suicide in 2002, December 23rd. Baby, I screamed at the end when Sutton said her father. So at the end of the episode, because it's all over the place, but at the end of the episode, um, Sutton is making crab cakes, right? So Sutton is back at home. Her father was a good cook. She said after her father died, the food was just like, girl, not good, because Reba was a fish stick maker. Now, based on the conversation between Reba and Sutton at the end, sounds like Sutton's mother was a career woman. And when Sutton decided to become a stay-at-home mom, she gave her grief about it. And now Sutton is in this business, now that Sutton is divorced and all this other stuff. Now she's in her businesswoman bag. And her mother is like, damn, finally, basically. Her mother said, I didn't have time to think about if I was pretty or not. I just did what I needed to do, honey. This was post World War II. So that's just how I was raised. I wasn't worried about that. She was worried about making a career for herself. And she did, right? She's still working. She's a therapist. You see, when she charged Garcelle $1,000 for that little session they had outside, we're going to get to that. That's next. So Reba and Garcelle go sit outside as they're getting ready for brunch. And Garcelle explains to Reba how she really loves Sutton. She was like, I have an affinity for your daughter. We've shared a lot of intimate conversations. And one of the conversations that we had, they showed a clip of Sutton telling Garcelle, I think she loves me, but I don't think she likes me. And then Sutton tells Reba, she would love to hear you say you're proud and you love her too. Reba leaned in and said, I don't think that's any of your business. I said, oh. She said, I don't want to insult you, but I don't think you have a clue. I said, ooh. She says, you're right. I don't have a clue. I don't live with you. I wasn't raised with Sutton or anything like that. But just as a caring friend, I just thought, she said, are you sending a message? Basically. She was like, well, maybe I am. Maybe I am. She says, I just wish I could talk to my mom. My mom died and I just wish I had that moment. She was like, yeah. And then Reba was like, yeah, because, you probably wish you could talk to your mom. She's not here anymore, basically. And she says, thank you for your time. They get ready to leave because Sutton comes out and says it's time for brunch. So as they're getting up, Garcelle says, thank you for your time. And she says, that'll be $1,000. I said, come on, Reba. Come on, Reba. Garcelle says she thinks that um, Sutton loved her dad so much and she had such a good relationship with her father that Reba was a little jealous of that relationship. And that could be it. I don't think that it is. But then when you hear Reba talk about her father and how she was her father's favorite, Sutton has a brother, but she feels like she was really close to her dad and she really loved her dad and they had a connection that Sutton and her mother don't quite have. And Garcelle is maybe thinking there's a little jealousy from that. Now, like I said, we've heard stories and heard women tell stories that their mother was jealous of the relationship with their father. The mother's husband, their relationship with the father, the mother was a little jealous about. I think when girls latch on to their fathers, daddy's girls latch on to their fathers, And but I don't think that actually don't think that Reba cares. I think Reba's just like, girl, whatever you like, you love your daddy. Because when I'm surprised they didn't show that clip from the first time we met Reba, and Sutton was in there boo-hooing in her boutique, boo-hooing, and her mother was looking at her like, she was like, "That's my father," crying about her father, and Reba was looking like, "Girl, I ain't no telling what that man was putting her mother through." That's another thing. Now, I'm sure it will happen off camera, but Sutton should really ask her mom about her experience with her father, and maybe she will understand why she's so stoic when it comes to her father. Like, she just be like, "Girl, well, I'm not sad about it." Like I said, we don't know. We don't know what the relationship was like. I imagine for a woman to be like, "Girl, that's your daddy. We had a different relationship. That ain't my daddy. That's your daddy. So you can cry about your daddy all you want to, but that was my husband, honey. And I'm not mad he's gone," girl. So that's some real shit. And a lot of the times we don't understand the relationship that our parents had with each other and why they're responding the way they're responding to different things. You understand what I'm saying? So, I felt like I wanted to see a little bit more of Reba and Garcelle's conversation. I don't imagine it was that short, because they were talking about, Garcelle's mother dying and how she wishes her mother was here to talk to her. And at the end, she said, "That'll be $1,000." So then they're sitting down because the mother is made breakfast, right? With some biscuits there, obviously with some grits there. I didn't see anything else. I wasn't really looking at the table. I just know that Avi was trying to make sure that they didn't overheat the stuff. She was telling him, "They're not, it's already cooked, right? You just heating it up." The way she was moving around that kitchen, telling people what to do and stuff, and saying, "I don't like that." Son tried to give her some dip. She was like, "I don't eat that stuff." Son was acting really, really nervous and awkward around her mother, like almost like, I don't want to say the wrong thing or anything like that. So they sit down at the table. They talked about the Northerners like sweet grits, and Garcelle said she didn't understand, because when they sat down, they were all talking about how good the grits are, and Kyle didn't have any grits. And then Garcelle says, "You didn't get any." She was like, "I will. I'll get something." Maybe she doesn't like grits and just didn't get anything. But she was like, "I will." And she was like, she likes sugar on her grits. What do you like? What do y'all like on your grits? You like your grits sweet or savory? I feel like it just depends on the meal, right? So for, like, if you're doing shrimp and grits, right, of course, that's not going to be sweet. They're going to be savory. Sometimes for breakfast, I like butter. Let me tell you what I like on my grits: butter, sugar, cheese, hot sauce. Yes, all mixed in. Yes, I do. Butter, sugar, hot sauce, and cheese. Now, if there's no cheese, typically I don't like. I'm not putting a cheese in my grits all the time. But if I'm just doing grits, I'll do butter, sugar, and and dashes of hot sauce. I still put hot sauce in it because I like the spicy and the sweet. I like sweet and spicy. That's what I like. Not too much, but drops. I do. And then, like, if I have some eggs, I'll just mix it. And I like hot sauce on I put hot sauce on my eggs. So it's a whole combination of things for me. How do y'all like your grits? Should the northerners like to put sugar in their grits? Anyway, so they tell Reba, Reba's like, "Okay, what we about to do?" And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go to your old house." And she was looking like, "Oh, horrors." She said, "Horrors, no." Absolutely not. I'm not going back in that house where that man shot himself, girl. Absolutely not. That's basically what she said. And then they said, "Okay, we're going to go and we're going to give you a report back." She was like, I don't need a report back. I don't want it. Reba was at home when he shot himself, right? And then the producer asked Sutton, has your mom dealt with it? And she was like, "No, no, 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 no." So she was like, "I'll give you the full report. I don't want it." Erika shows Dorit the progress of her home. It's coming along. I really can't wait to see her. I really am excited to see the final product of what Erika has going on in her house. Bose sits with her daughter, and they are sitting down, about to have a little pastry, little donuts, little what it was like, little pastries, dipping pastries that you can dip. So she sits down with her daughter, and she basically wants to know if she approves of Keely. And then also asked her, that her daughter asked her, well, how long have y'all been together? And then this is when we find out they've only been together 8 months. So they haven't been together a year. The daughter first met him when he came to visit Bose in Ghana, and her friend, and with the eyebrows, she said, you told me your friend was coming and did your eyebrows, right? So she says, what do you think about us having a baby? And she says, yeah, I'm fine with it. She said, I'm fine with it. And she was like, well, why? Like, why are you fine with it? She was like, because basically I'm about to leave, and if you can have another child, I don't want you to be lonely. She was like, I don't think you'll be lonely. I just figure our bond is evolving, and basically you won't be alone. But I figure, like, when your child is on their way out to independence, I feel like that's a level of independence that you're going to get back for yourself. And I don't know if at 48, with a child going off to college or wherever her daughter is going, off into the world, whatever, out of the house. I mean, it, to each their own, right? Not me. No. When you regain your independence after raising children and they're like on their independent journey, I don't know if I would trade that. I don't know if I would trade that to start all over again to raise a child. And so the daughter is like, I guess. And then she goes, what do you think about Keely? She was like, I think we're doing it backwards. No, you're not doing it backwards. You're actually not doing it backwards. If you want a child, then you need to have the child for yourself, because Keely might not be there. And I don't know who Keely is or where he came from. We still are waiting for his report back. But I figure you asked the right way. Do you want a child? Yes. Okay, because it's not guaranteed that this man will be around until the child matures. I'm just saying. So if you want a child, then you have the child, mama's baby, right? Daddy's maybe. That's your baby, okay? So you do have to make a decision before you decide you want to get married or whatever, because the marriage, the man, that doesn't have anything to do with, are you going to raise this child when that relationship is no longer or suffers or whatever. Sometimes a relationship don't even suffer, they just don't have their hand in raising the child. There is a phenomenon of married single mothers, right, where the men don't feel like they need to put in the work. They just want the DNA duplication. I just want to pass on my genes. But you're going to do all the work. You're going to be the mom, the maid, the mule, the mattress, right? You're going to do all the things. So I feel like that's a right like line of questioning. Do you want a child? Yes, I do. Well, do you like the guy? No, that's not backwards, because the guy is not going to be there. That child might be there all the time, right? Until they go off into the world. But that man, he might not. I'm telling you, a lot of people, their children turn 18 before the relationship with their father does. Okay? That's some real talk. We just talked about that the other day, how a portion of children in their lives will be raised with just one parent. And how many people can attest to that, right? So, do you want a baby? Yes, I do. All right, do you want to get married? Yeah, maybe. I don't know, because that doesn't guarantee anything. The marriage isn't guaranteed. That child being here for 18 years, that's guaranteed. Now that's the real commitment to the child, right? So she's really impressed by her daughter's, response to, our bond is changing and evolving. So we'll see. I'm like I said, the jury is still out on Keely. All that sweating over there looking like ludicrous, girl. we need to figure out what's going on. I'm telling you. And they talking about Sutton's instinct. Sutton had enough instinct to get a goddamn forensic attorney and found out owned a baseball team. The girl Sutton is over there getting $350,000 a month. So she got some good damn instincts and some good damn attorneys. Okay, shit. The last step in Sutton's healing journey about her father is to go to her childhood home. So they're on their way to the childhood home to give Garcelle and Kyle a tour. That's when she says the mother was a terrible cook. Her father was a good cook. She talks about the last time she saw her father in the house. She was, I guess this was a room, a part of the house, maybe an addition to the house that her father built. His design, everything. So she says she used to be afraid to go into that room after he died. But she said when she would leave, she would walk past him and he would put his hand out. She would slap his hand, or sometimes he would give her a thumbs up as she was leaving. So she said the day that he died, she was leaving. She to her one of her last dance recitals or whatever, and she was coming to get some wine, or going to get some wine. And when she left, he didn't put his hand out, and so she just like pulled on his toe and went out and did her thing, and he, killed himself. And so she feels a little regret that she didn't take that moment to actually sit down with him and talk to him for just 5 minutes. She felt like it was selfish of her just to keep going, and not like, he didn't put his hand out. He did something out of the ordinary, and you didn't stop and recognize that and ask him if he was okay or anything like that. She didn't say all that, but that's what she was kind of giving. Like, she just felt bad that she didn't take that 5 minutes to have the last, a last conversation with her father. So she has some guilt about that. She says she wants her mother to go through the next phase of life happy and not strange. She feels like it was painful for Reba to go through. She was like, even might have been the marriage too. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure Reba doesn't want to talk about it and share it with us, but you got to hear I think it would help Sutton to listen to her mom tell her about the relationship with her father. And I think she will understand another dimension of her mother and why she is the way she is, right? So we'll see. She says she just wants to make things right. Her mother means a lot to her. So she just wants to make things right. Dorit and Erika and Bose go out to lunch, and they get into their conversation. I don't know. I didn't like it. I don't know why I didn't like it. When Bose starts to tell her story about what's going on between her and Keely, Dorit like gets like side by side with Erika, and they're like this. Okay, so what do you got to tell us? What do you got to tell us? I didn't like that. It was just so phony to me. I don't know. I don't. I For me, Dorit has always been like Cynthia to me, like Monique Samuels to me. Like, take her or leave her. She doesn't really get on my nerves. She's just like, whatever. It's just like, whatever. She's here, and not, it's not too much. This focus on Sutton, and then causing Bose to have these like encouraging her. I don't know. And I feel like Bose wants to take up for Dorit. And I just feel like it's getting too much. I don't know. I feel like Bose, I was like, it's too much on Sutton, because it's like, and you're doing it for Dorit. And who introduced Bose to the group? Wasn't it Sutton? I don't know, girl. But I was just like, I didn't like when Dorit went like that side by side with Erika. Anyways, Bose says, her and Keely never said, I love you. I want him to say it first. I know that we do. And then Erika was like, but you're having a baby and the man is not telling you I love you. What are we doing? She says, we love each other. I know that. How do you know that? Then they show a clip, right, where she goes, I basically, I want to be married before I have a baby. And she says, where are we in that process? Now, here we are. Didn't I just mention that yesterday? You be in a relationship with somebody and you're waiting for the man to define where the relationship is going. But you said you know he loves you. So I don't know, Bose. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Dorit says she spoke to PK. They're like, girl, why did you wait all this time to tell us? Because it's fake. Um, she said she spoke to PK and it was like nothing happened. Bo said, this is a lie. Where's my lipstick? Girl, you know, I feel like she called that whole situation a lie. Did you see the way she did it? She was like, girl, this is a lie. Where's my lipstick? Maybe Bose knows Dorit is lying and maybe she's just playing along with it. I don't know. Because in the next thing she said, I feel like you're being tricked. I feel like it's a trick. Yes, it's a trick. It's a trick that PK and Dorit are pulling on us. It's been a trick and a lie. That's what I'm saying. That perception that you have is a little off. Like it's both of them. I need you to apply that perception to over there with Keely, Ludacris. I need you to apply that over there. She said it's not about reconciling. She told him, I need you to slow down. We can't be at war and the kids be okay. Bose says it's not about the kids. And she says, it's about you. Dorit says, no, I need you to understand it is about the kids. Slowing down is about the kids. Dorit. You know, I never really said anything about that robbery, right? But it is what it is. There's been a lot of rumors that that was something orchestrated by Paul, right? Anyways, so she said, I'm catching my breath. Catching my breath is about the kids. Erika says, I just need to know where you ended up. They cut it because I'm sure it was very long-winded because we know Dorit is long-winded. And Erika goes, I just need to know where y'all ended up. Um, she says it was better and different than I thought it would be. And Bo says, it feels like a trick. She said, he's not that person. Erika says, so what kind of person is he? So what person is he, girl? She said, stop side-eyeing me, girl, because Erika was looking at her like, girl, please. I don't know. That man is over there. That's why, I don't know. That's why I feel like it's not real. That man is over there acting like nothing's ever happened. He sends you a 9-page letter. He's in therapy saying he wants the divorce. The sponsor is the one that's delivering the messages. Like, what's going on? It's a lot. First, the letter was 7 pages. Then on the after show, it was 9 pages. I'm like, okay, I don't know. And the way, I don't know if y'all notice when you watch the after show, go look at the way Bose looks at Dorit. And I know they're good. I know they're friends. I know they have built a friendship. I think it's cute. But in the after show, she be looking at Dorit like, girl, you are nuts. That's how she be looking at her. I don't know. We'll see. She said, stop side-eyeing me, because Erika was looking at her crazy. She was like, that man is ruthless in business. I'm sure he'll be ruthless in the business of marriage. Y'all got to understand, I really feel like more emphasis needs to be placed on the business of marriage. I feel like a lot of people get married banking it on love and they don't think about the business side. You are creating a business with this person and they call it marriage. This love stuff that goes out the window. The person that you met on your wedding day is not going to be the person you meet in divorce court. The likelihood is very slim that you're going to meet the person you met walking down the aisle, walking into the court. That's just, it is what it is. And it's like, that's just the truth of it. That's just the truth of it. So when you are getting a divorce, like Bose tells her, he's playing the art of war with you. He's trying to calm you down because he knows that now you're on high alert. He's done said maybe we're getting a divorce or we need to separate or whatever he's saying. And now you can be moving into action. And for real, he can just scoop up every single divorce attorney and put them on retainer. And you be without a suitable legal counsel because he done went around town and scooped up everybody. Like playing that game, like really playing that game. So they were like, girl, You can't wait for him to do things to you. Bo says you can't be a victim. Like, girl, don't allow yourself to be a victim, especially when you see what the person is doing, the adversary. You were able to see what he's doing. Also, you've lived with this person. You know how he responds. I'm sure you've seen him, be shrewd in business. I'm sure you have, Dorit. So what makes you think that that's not going to be directed to you? Let me tell you something. When you are with somebody, the way they treat other people, right? That's why when you go out and you see how a person treats a service staff, you see how a person tips, right? You see how they are, like, you watch how they treat other people. They will treat you, they have the capability of mistreating other people, and you've witnessed that they have the capability to do that to you. And that's just what it is. You can't wait for him to make you a victim. You think it's a game? And she was like, you think it's a game? She was like, yes, wake up. That's what she said to her. Wake the fuck up, girl. She was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, girl, wake up. Don't be a dummy. Shake her shoulders. Period. Mo and Portia are going to London, Madrid, or Majorca. He's going to do a meditation retreat. And then he's going to Saint Tropez to Taiwan on the town with his friends, girl. She was talking about to undo everything. No, it ain't undo. When you do that, when you go on a retreat, that's a refresher, recharge, to recharge you, to get resourced again. Yeah. Now we going to party. Yes, let's go. So Sutton, we're back in Augusta. Sutton is preparing crab cakes. Her mother wanted her to make them the day after her father died. They're so good. She burned them, though. I was wondering where Kyle got the Starbucks from. Did you see Kyle's burgundy interview look? Do y'all like it? I liked it. I thought it was cute. It had little puffy sleeves. I think it had a little bow tie, little bow right here. Her hair was like, she had like a low part and it was cut like her hair was like swooped to the side. I was like, okay, Kyle, that's cute. I thought it was cute for her. Sutton shares with her mother that she is making a green line, right, of sustainable clothes, and it's her capsule collection. She explains the process to her mom of the sustainable clothing and how it's shipped and where it's made and then where it's shipped from. And her mother says, it reminds me of ground beef. They say it's from the USA, but it's made in Cuba. She was like, it's not like ground beef. It's not like ground beef. Reba is in the fridge, right? They back in the kitchen. Reba's in the fridge. She's trying to make the crab cakes. Her mother's like, what are these spoons in here for? Are we about to have some caviar? What is going on with this stuff? Like, just asking random questions, just like complaining a little bit. And then her mother goes over there to make it. She was like, you want me to get you something? She says, I live alone, right? I don't need you to do nothing for me. So her mother gets a drink, makes a drink, and she sits down. She says, I talked to John Clark, which is her brother, and she tells her brother in the clip that I don't think she gets me. I don't know if she gets me. And he says, I think so. Even though she doesn't say it, I think she gets you. She says, but do you understand? I don't know if you understand me, or do you understand me, or are you proud of me? She was like, you don't say it. She said, I don't need to say it. She was like, well, maybe I need you to say it. She says, okay, I'm proud of you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not funny because that's what Sutton needs. And I think it will heal her in a way to have her, to have her mom say that she's proud. But then she was like, okay, I'm proud of you. I was like, bitch. She was like, I think overly using the word love, she feels like it's trite and she feels like it's overused. I kind of agree. Um, she says, you basically have become me, girl. Ooh, I don't know if I really like that, but basically you've become a career woman is what she was trying to say. She says, I know you gave me grief basically for being a stay-at-home mom. She said, but that's what I wanted to do. She says, I don't think it's trite to tell your kids that you love them or you're proud of them. And then that's when her mother explained post World War II. She was like, we basically, I wasn't looking for anyone to tell me about myself. That's basically what she said. But I really wish that we would have heard more of the conversation, because she said nobody told me I was pretty. I was like, where did that come from? Nobody told me I was pretty, but I didn't even care. I just did what I had to do. So I guess maybe she was like, nobody was telling me or giving me accolades. Nobody was telling me that I was pretty. Nobody was telling me that I was proud. I just had to do what I had to do. That's what I got from it. Y'all let me know what y'all thought from what Reba was saying. And she was like, well, I just wanted to let you know how I feel, and I don't want you to do anything that doesn't come natural for you. And she says, she invites her to a fashion show that she's going to have to show her capsule collection. And she says, I think I could come to California. She said, does that mean I have to sleep in Philip's room? She said, I just want better. She's like, we can do better. And then she gives her a hug, and she pats her back. That for me that's something just personal for me. Anyways, while they were having the conversation, it really looked like a sitcom. Right when they were in there having the conversation, on the other side of the wall, like going up the stairs, is Kyle, Avi, and Garcelle. They listening. So then when Sutton says, okay, I'm gonna go get my friends, they scramble. Girl, the way that Kyle ran up those stairs and came down with her phone like she was just coming down the stairs. Avi ran around the corner.
Down. Excuse me, Mom. Oh.
That was so cute. It was so cute. I said Kyle won that because Kyle was the most natural. She was acting like she was coming down the stairs with her phone. Then you see Reba over there making another drink. They give her a hug or whatever, and then they sit down, have the crab cakes, and it was pretty much over after that. She said she wanted to be a better daughter and a better friend. Her mother tells her good job on the crab cakes, and all is well. So we'll see when she has her collection. Maybe we'll get to see it and see if Reba shows up. Overall, I thought the episode was good. I feel like Sutton is sharing a lot. I don't want to hear out of anybody's mouth that Sutton didn't have a storyline this season. I don't want to hear it. Sutton had a story. Everybody has a storyline. Everybody. They do. Garcelle. Ooh, what's Garcelle's storyline? Oh, I don't know. We focused on Garcelle too much. She invited the girls to her house in Oxnard, but I don't know. Sutton definitely storyline, Kyle storyline, Bose storyline, Dorit storyline. Erika, she's getting her house redone. Jennifer Tilly is a friend, so we don't get a storyline from her. I think that's it, right? Yeah, overall the episode was good. We're on the 13th episode. What episode are we on? The 11th. So we're almost done. We probably got about 4 or 5 more episodes left. I don't know how many episodes are going this season. I know they are. Did they already ask for questions? Did Andy already ask for questions? Maybe next week he'll start asking for questions. I know they did Married to Medicine questions, and I don't remember him doing Beverly Hills questions. Anyways, that was the end of the episode. Y'all let me know what you think. Let's get down in the comments. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Peace.